This new year starts with a new series for the global cuisines of the world comes to your kitchen. We made it easy for you, we made it very doable and a lot of fun. You might ask why you guys are trying to do other countries' food. This is a legitimate question, guys. We have been doing our cuisine for a while, but what I wanted to do was, okay, for an Italian to show their food is good, but sometimes for a non-Italian to teach another non-Italian of the steps could be sometimes easier and more understandable, and sometimes we replace some of the ingredients because we don't have it at home or hard to find it in the markets around. So we wanted to take you to a journey. Today I want to first take you to somewhere we all love in the world, which is Italy. Italy is a Mediterranean country like Turkey, so we have the gist, but they do some things slightly different. For example, we have the pide, they have the pizza, and the pizza and pide really differ in the techniques and the understanding and the logic, and I love and appreciate how they do it. Of course, the pizza is there, making the perfect pizza. Then we have the insalata di rucola, which is the rocket salad with pear. And we have, of course, the Caprese salad, the famous one with the tomato and the mozzarella, and the famous tiramisu, which is come and pick me up, fly me to the river. Now I'm going to take you to this journey. Hope you love and enjoy it. The pizza is from our bread chef, Mr. Burak Arpak, and to make the perfect pizza, everything starts with the perfect dough. For the dough, we need a cup. To warm up the cup, because it's nowadays cold, we put some warm water, heat up the cup, and then put the water and the yeast. The yeast is gonna wake up, and when she wakes up, she wants food, like, okay, I've been sleeping for a while and I need food. So we put a bit of sugar for her, so when she wake up, she's gonna eat. And then you're gonna see like bubbles, like Coca-Cola bubbling inside kind of sounds will appear. The most important thing is the flour. We're gonna use type 00 pizza flour. What the hell does that mean? The most important thing is the protein, the strength of the flour. When you turn the etiquette of the package and look at the nutrients, you're gonna see the protein and there's gonna be a number there. If it's 12 and above, it's something that we like. It's a stronger one. When you look at like a soft bread, it's 10, sometimes 9. If it's like a börek, it's 8 or something. The pizza flour, or if you can't find the 00 pizza flour, you look at the protein, and the highest number, which is close to 12, is the one you need to get. After the yeast wakes up for about 5 minutes, we add the flour, we put a bit of salt, mix it really well. Take it out, it's gonna be a soft and a bit sticky dough, that's what something we like. Then Burak beats it. How he describes it is you take the flour from each side like it's a cat and then bang! Slap and fold, slap and fold, slap and fold. And you have to do this fast. If you cannot do it, you can do the ordinary way, but slapping and folding is the Bertinet technique and it's really nice. It wakes up the protein. It's like going to a gym and working on the dough. When the dough works, the muscles are better, so the elasticity of the dough is always better, and for the pizza, we like that. Then we divide it into 3 equal pieces. When the dough is really soft outside, put a bit of flour, put the 3 patties, put a bit of oil on top, put a damp cloth on top, and put it in somewhere which doesn't have a wind and which is not so cold. It shouldn't be like a marble surface like this. It could be wood like this. Or if you don't have wood, you can put it onto a stove top, and the window shouldn't be open. So after an hour, it's going to rise. It can be a little longer, it can be a little less, but don't make it less than 40 minutes. Meanwhile, when that's happening, you can make the sauce of the pizza. For that, first put a bit of olive oil with the onion, and on top we put the garlic. When that really smells nice, we have the tomatoes. Put a bit of salt to the tomatoes, rub the tomatoes, and add it for them to cook together. To balance the acidity and the sweetness, salt, sugar, black pepper, basil and bay leaf. Put the tomato puree in, vinegar, and let it to simmer for 20 minutes. Then we put it to the sieve or the blender if you like, easier. Sieve is more sticking to the original. And then our sauce is gonna be ready. But the sauce should be cool for a while, so let it cool in a place. Some of the Italian friends who's gonna watch will say, no, we don't do that much of a fuss about the sauce. We just like rub the tomatoes, add a bit of salt, and then use it on the pizza. That's how it's done 100 years ago and how it should be done now. You are right, guys, but this one becomes more tasty, and this is something we are taste buds enjoy, and still some of the Italians like to do it this way as well. So we chose to do it this way. It doesn't mean that we haven't seen what you guys are doing, and we respect that as well. So let's move to making the pizza. The dough is ready. We shouldn't pick up the dough with our hands together. Instead, we have to have like a spatula or something. We put a bit of flour to that and we pick the dough like that. Why? The dough has risen, and if I just like take the dough with my hands, the roundness is gonna be ruined. The bubbles on the sides, which I really love, will disappear. Then put a bit of semolina and a bit of flour, and we put the dough. The most fun part starts. The first one is we shouldn't touch to the sides, because when you cut a perfect nice Italian pizza, it should be crunchy and bubbly at the outside and thin in the middle. And to do that, what we should do, use their magical tip of their fingers, make it round. Sometimes use one hand and the second hand to put the pressure really well. After making it round with the side of the hands, you can press and then push. This way, you start to make the pizza into a longer and a wider one. That's the second one. I want to show you a cool looking and fun way of how you can expand your pizza. And it's using the top of your hands. You put both of your hands under the pizza. Then the upward action accelerates the dough. So like when you move up, it's gonna move faster and higher. And there's gonna be a place where it's gonna leave your hands and be up and swirl. To make that, you take both of your hands and then move it up. If you're a righty like me, right hand goes a bit higher and the left goes back like this. So right hand goes a bit up, letting the dough upper, and left goes down for to pick it up again, like this. The spin makes the dough longer and equal without putting a pressure on the dough. That's the beautiful side. Then there's this like fancy going from the back and etc. Hope next year Burak is gonna do that for you guys. One dough might be ruined, but then the next one, you're gonna do it. Burak has another way for you guys.
If this movement too hard for you, you can also use your arms. Flour your arms, take one hand the dough, and then slide it on the other one and push. Slide and push, right to left, left to right. This way it's gonna get wider as well.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. So this is the most important part. Then we put the pizza to the pizza peel. If it's very sticky still, you can put a bit of semolina as well. Probably because we've done it before, you won't need it. We put the tomato sauce, not too much. The too much is gonna ruin the dough. Too less is not so gonna be great as well. Put the mozzarella in big chunks. It's gonna melt and it's really nice. Now, turning your oven to a stone oven is something really important as well. Probably in where you live there might be hardware stores or construction stores which sell the bottom of stone ovens. They are like this. They could be bigger or smaller. You can buy these very cheap. Okay, there are oven stones but they're incredibly expensive and they usually break. So this way you take small pieces and it's really easier to store. And you put this to one of your trays like this and put it into your oven. When it's a pizza oven, the tray should be on the second layer and it should be close to the top like this. This way we heat the stones at least half an hour before we use it. Before you start to make the sauce, heat the oven like this. If you don't have a stone and you want to still make the pizza, it's gonna be nice, but the crunch at the bottom with this stone is gonna be great. So put the oven to the highest she can get. 280 in this case. If yours go to 300, use it. If it's 250, not the end of the world. Nice. In around 8 minutes, the pizza is gonna be ready. Take it out. First, we put some black pepper, some fresh basil, parmesan, and olive oil, and it's gonna be ready to serve. A nice pizza has the thick back with a bit of bubbles and then thin in the middle, and it's gorgeous and heavenly, and you can eat a whole pizza and not feel guilty. So let's move to our rocket salad. A nice rocket salad is great when it's really well seasoned. Nothing, a bit of balsamic vinegar and a bit of salt for the sauce is enough. A nice balsamic, maybe if it's coming from a Modena region, it's really nice. I see the balsamic as how soy sauce is used in Asia is what balsamic sauce is for Italy, I believe. Agree or not agree, please write it down. That's the seasoning. Usually this salad goes with rockets and a bit of walnuts. Third ingredient changes depending on the season. If it's the season of a pear, it's a season. If it's an apple, apple. If it's a tomato, it's a tomato. Even sometimes strawberries can get in. So that's the basic rule of the salad. We thinly slice whatever the fruit is. Mix them all really nicely. We season them with our hands. That's really important. Put the salad in the middle and then slice some Parmesan. Parmesan in itself carries the umami. You know the salt crystals in Parmesan? They are a type of monosodium glutamate, naturally evolved. Monosodium glutamate is a Chinese salt which increases the flavor. It's the umami for other tastes. These are found in Parmesan really high organically. Thin slices of Parmesan increases the taste of the rocket, the walnuts, and everything inside, even the pears. So that's how it works, and it's why when the Parmesan gets in, everything is heavenly. It's done. Let's move to the Caprese salad.
Hope you are enjoying our new series. If you want us to visit other countries from our kitchen, please write down the countries you want us to visit in comments below.
Caprese salad is quite easy actually. It's the mozzarella, tomatoes. The trick is there, you have to first salt the tomatoes. That's really important. And then you put some balsamic glaze and a bit of olive oil and it's ready, usually. But what I also like and wanted Furkan to do was to make a serving. Like your friends come and you're gonna set the table. This is the starter menu. And we put a big tomato. Look at the inside. There are different types of tomatoes which are like symmetric ones, and there are ones like which inside is like meat. There are many holes inside, it's everywhere meat, and that's really better to make this salad. Don't forget to salt the tomatoes, it will increase the taste. Then we put a piece of mozzarella. What Furkan did wrong was to go back and forth on the mozzarella. It should be like meat. He shouldn't have done it, but I still kept it in the video because also sometimes mistakes are nice. You should have a sharp knife and like go once, and then if it's not wholly cut, go twice again, but you shouldn't go back and forth. It will ruin the roundness of the mozzarella. Anyways, then you put it on top, put a bit of basil and olive oil and glazed balsamic. This way, normal balsamic would do, but the glazed one is gonna look cooler, which is like reduced balsamic in a way. So it's thicker and you can see them intact. Also, one thing I wanted Furkan to do is to make a green olive oil. We blanch the basils. How? Hot water, then cold water. Suddenly, we dry it well. We put the olive oil and the basils to the blender and make it smooth. Ideally, let it wait for a day and then sift it through cloth. And then if you want it to be pure, you can put it into a piping bag, hang it somewhere. Slowly, the leftover basils are gonna go down. Cut that part. It's gonna be an incredible basil oil that you can use for a long time. And it's gonna be incredibly tasty and incredibly nice smelling. So that's it. We are not done yet. For the tiramisu, every country in the world does it in a different way. There are so many different opinions about it, but we're gonna come up with a nice recipe. How do we do that? First, we have the egg whites and the egg yolks. We separate them. First, mix the egg yolks with some sugar and beat it really well until what you have triples in size. This way, the smell of the eggs will disappear and also the sugars are gonna melt. Then we add the mascarpone to it. But watch out guys, there are different kinds of mascarpones. Always taste your mascarpone. Some of the mascarpones are gonna be sweet. And the sweet mascarpones are gonna make you mascara, which is like a joker or something. For example, there are like two different mascarpones and this is a bit sweet and as you can see it's really soft and gooey, where this one is quite strong. So mix the egg yolks and the sugar with the mascarpone. It's ready. On the other side, we get the egg whites. To the egg whites, we put a bit of salt and then we start to beat it until after it starts to become really white, start to add some sugar. A tablespoon and you can count until 30 and then add another spoon. That's how you add your sugar. Then you mix them both up when it's totally white and when you turn it or put it on top of your head, when it doesn't fall, then it means you're ready. Take a spoon and add to your egg yolks and sugar mixture and the mascarpone. Let it be a little softer. And then you add the rest and fold. While you're folding action comes from the outside to inside, not so harsh. Adding a bit at the first time and mixing is really important for everything to mix up really well. The cream mixture is ready. Then we have the lady fingers. In Turkish we call that cat's tongue. I don't know where the inspirations come from, but actually it's a very nice description called kedi dili, cat's tongue. Why cat's tongue? It's like sandcloth for it to clean herself, etc. And for other reasons, it's not very pleasurable, to tell you the truth. If your cat try to love you too much, you can know. And the lady finger surface is like that. One surface is more like than the other one. Have an espresso, have actually 4 or 5 espressos, and then the alcohol. Some people don't put alcohol, some people do. I remember when I was a child, we used to do it with orange liqueur. You can put rum. Locally, they also put wine. I was really prejudiced about the wine, but wine really works well. It's a nice balance. Some of the people who don't like alcohol very much didn't like it here, but it's your decision. It's not the end of the world if you don't put it, but you can put all these. The espresso should be at least room temperature. We mix it with, let's say if it's wine. Put the lady fingers. We have to turn it all the time. And then when you take it out, one side that is more rough should be on top. Why? Those holes soaks more liquid. But when you turn it and let the gravity work, some of them get out, ruining the texture. But if it's up, it's kept in the lady fingers, so it's really nice. First put a bit of the mixture, then lady fingers, then mixture again, lady fingers, the cream mixture. If you want, you can make like small domes on top, and then chocolate or cacao, your liking. Ready. At least refrigerate for 2 hours. If it's overnight, even better, but at least 2 hours is needed. After 2 days, the lady fingers become soft. We don't like that. Usually in Turkey, for example, it's like a big cake like this. A nice, good, real mascarpone tiramisu should be a bit soft. Not too soft, but a bit soft and creamy. That should like move through your mouth. So this was our Italian menu. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it, you know what to do. Any kind of country request you have, please write below. Take care.